So, hello, welcome back to DDO TV. Before we begin, I just want to show everybody my sweatshirt because it's like something I live by. People over profit. People over profit. Really important. But that's not what my video is about today. I know it's been a long time since I recorded last, and I just wanted to come back to you guys with another video. A lot has been going on in the world, and I just feel like sometimes it's really important to take a step back and not force yourself to be creative, or force yourself to like do something that you don't feel in a place to do. And I didn't feel in the place to record at the time. I wasn't inspired. I still had a lot of ideas that I needed to like that I wanted to record, but I just jotted them down in my handy dandy YouTube notebook, and those videos will be coming soon and very soon. But right now I'm here to talk to you about my first Brazilian wax. Like, it was an experience, and I feel like I looked on YouTube before I went and got it for videos, and there wasn't that many. I mean, there were videos, but not all videos cater to all people. So yeah, I'm here to talk about that. So I got my first Brazilian wax probably like last month, I want to say, or was it month before last now? It's been so long. I think it was last month, and it was a pretty good experience. I don't really have any complaints. I'll just start from the beginning. Why did I get a Brazilian wax? It was so random. I literally was just like randomly scrolling on social media, and I was really on like this self-care journey. I think I'm still on that journey, but I was really like looking up self-care things and things I could do to show myself some love and care and just try. So I had looked up like massages and like different things to see what was open, because like LA had just kind of reopened. I think we were in considered phase 2, so things were open, but of course you have to social distance, wear your mask, everything else. So I ended up stumbling across the European Wax Center on Ventura Boulevard, which is where I live. So it's like 2 minutes from my house, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go get a Brazilian wax. And ironically, my younger sister, who's what, 23, so she ain't that young, but she's younger than me. My 23-year-old sister had gotten a few Brazilian waxes, I guess while she was in school, in college or whatever. So she was like, yeah, you should try it, like it's good. She was like, if I could afford to get them all the time, I would. I definitely recommend. So I started looking up reviews, and before I started looking at reviews, in order to not psych myself out of doing it, I decided, you know what, book the appointment first, then look at reviews, and don't cancel it. So I booked it, and then I looked at reviews, and I was just like, this, it had all good reviews. The person that I went with had a lot of like specific reviews for themselves on Yelp. I kind of forget the lady's name, but I think her name was Riley. I really think her name was Riley. And like I said, it's at the European Wax Center on Ventura Boulevard. I think it's considered to be in Tarzana. But either way, good experience. When I got there, I checked in at the desk. Nobody could be in the lobby because of social distancing, so I had to sit outside. That particular day, it just happened to be hot as fuck outside. Like, I mean, oops, can I say that on YouTube? It happened to be hot, real hot. And I was just so hot, and I started sweating because I sweat easily, and I was like, ew, I don't want to be sweaty like when I go in there, because I don't want to be sweaty. Like, ew, what? Ew. So I went into the bathroom before my appointment, and I like wiped off because I just felt like, oh, I'm sweaty, whatever. And I wore a dress that day because I had watched so many reviews, and it was like, you got to take everything off from the bottom down. So if I wore a dress, I could just pull it up. And so that's what I did. I wore a dress, and I just pulled up my dress once I got in. Once you get in the room, it's like a little bed, table, whatever, like when you go to the doctor, the little bed that you sit on the end of, and you might have to lay back on. It looked like that. I'll insert a picture somewhere around here. So I went in. She was cleaning up. Everything was clean. It was sanitized from the last person that was in there. She was ripping off the paper on the bed to pull up the new pieces. And once I'm in, she's like, hey, take everything off from the bottom down. And once you're laying down, you're laying back, she was like, relax. I was like, this is my first time, I'm scared, oh my god. And she's like, just relax. So I'm laying down, I get on the bed, I lay down, I lay back, and she's like, okay, what you're gonna do is put your feet together. So you put your feet together, and then you just kind of let your legs lay out like naturally, but you keep your feet together and you just open your legs. I think it's called like a butterfly position. So your legs naturally just fall open, and at this point every part of your private area is exposed so that they can like put the wax on it. So like it makes it easier for them, and it also makes it easier for you. You don't have to move or do anything else. I want to note that it's better to go and get a Brazilian wax with more hair than not enough hair, because if you don't have enough hair, sometimes then it makes it more difficult. But if you have over the amount of hair, they'll trim it down to where they need it at in order to wax it. She trimmed mine down a little bit, and she said she was glad that I came with more hair than less. And then once she trimmed it down, she put the wax on, and she like warned me, like she was like, the wax is gonna be warm, I'm gonna put it on different spots. So the section she did first was, I think she did the lips first, I wanna say, or like, yeah, or like yeah, I want to say she did like the lips first, and then she did like the top portion. I should probably learn the proper terms for the vagina area, all of it, every little section, because that would have made this a lot easier, but y'all probably don't know either, so whatever. She did the lips first, and then like she just did it by section. And so I don't know what I thought. I mean, I never got a Brazilian wax, so I wasn't prepared to like know that like obviously it will be done in sections, and like, you know, it'd be rip after rip after rip of wax paper, but that's what it was. So she did section by section, and the wax was kind of warm. In retrospect, I think it was a little too warm, but I didn't say anything, and I should have. I'll tell y'all why in a minute. But anyway, she puts on the wax to each section. She puts on the waxing paper, and she's like, okay, there's this technique so that it won't be so bad. This is your first time. Just know that you shouldn't base whether or not you're coming back off of your first time, because it's really gonna, you know, it might be more painful than the second time or the third time. And I'm just like, okay, girl, just, it's painful, just do it. And she's like, what you need to do is breathe in and hold it, breathe out, breathe in and hold it, breathe out. I'm like, okay, girl, what next? And then she like, okay, breathe in, and then she was like, now out. I was just like, really, doll? So you just gonna pull it off like that? You're not gonna tell me that's what you was about to do, this whole breathe in breathe out thing? That's what that was for? You just gonna do that? You just gonna pull it off?
Fight me, square up.
So at this point, I was just like,
Fuck, oh.
and she's just like, are you okay? And she's like putting, you know, she'll, after each section, she would like hold her hand over it and kind of like rub that section, or like apply pressure to kind of like rub the pain, the after pain out. And I mean, that was actually helpful, but it just still hurt. So long story short, if you about to get your first Brazilian wax, it's gonna hurt. Prepare yourself. But I still don't think it hurt as much as it would have been hurting, because I had taken 3 Tylenol. So that's something I highly recommend. I highly recommend taking pain meds ahead of time. I think it takes about 45 minutes for medicine to get into your system, like Tylenol. So take Tylenol or ibuprofen. Ibuprofen helps with inflammation, which is usually on the market as Motrin. I only know this because my mom is a nurse. So maybe you should take Motrin instead of Tylenol. But anyway, I took Tylenol, and it was like a mild pain. It wasn't the worst pain I ever felt in my life, but it wasn't like the least pain either. Like, it was painful in a sense. If I had to rate it on a scale from 1 to 10, I would say it was about a pain was about a 4 or 5, depending on the section that she was on. And she was really thorough about cleaning up every section and making sure like every single section was clean. So she went back over sections. She didn't like leave any hair. Like, when I say it was like water, it was like water, like smooth, like butter, like smooth. I just like, I don't know, like water. Just imagine water falling through your hands and it feeling like smooth. Like it was just so smooth afterwards, and I don't think I've ever felt it that smooth. Looking back, it's like I didn't pay a whole lot because that was like my first one. I got a discount, so I think I was charged 40 something, plus I got my eyebrows waxed, which I hadn't done in like years. I actually was letting my eyebrows grow out since like 2018 because like somebody gapped up one of my eyebrows and I was trying to see if the hair was gonna grow back and it didn't, so I would just like clean them up myself. But I got them waxed because I was going there. Anyway, with my eyebrow wax and with the Brazilian wax, I think I paid $45 total. I want to say 45, yeah, I think. But I also got a discount because it was my first time. So yeah, don't pull up and be like, oh, this girl on YouTube said it was only $45. What y'all doing? Because I don't got nothing to do with that. Just check the website. If you're in LA, they have them all over LA. So yeah, but either way, I feel like they should have gave me more aftercare tips, or they should have offered me like a cream or some products, some oil. You know, I can go figure it out myself, but it being my first time, you would think they would just offer that. And they had like a whole wall full of products. They didn't offer me anything. And sometimes when things like that happen in a professional setting, I don't want to automatically jump to, you didn't tell me because I was black, or like you didn't tell me because you assumed I wouldn't purchase, or whatever. I just feel like it's bad customer service. And you know, some things did feel a little off while I was there as far as the receptionist, but I won't get into that. So yeah, that's my only like negative part of the experience. And the other negative part is I think the wax was too hot, because later when I came home and I looked in the mirror, it was like after like a day, I could see faint like shadows of the tape that she like put on with the wax to rip off. Like it was like literally little square strips all over my skin. I don't know if it's because my skin is super sensitive. It did go away. It's not there now, but I do think my skin is sensitive, and I do think that's why. And the wax was a little too hot. It's been like probably a month, or at least like 2 to 3, it's been at least 3 weeks, I feel like, since I got it. And I don't have any complaints. Everything is fine. Like I don't have any after problems or anything like that. So yeah, I would just keep in mind next time to tell them like my skin is super sensitive, the wax might be too hot, maybe need to cool that off a little bit before we start. But other than that, I have no complaints, and I highly recommend Brazilian waxes at the European Wax Center, wherever you may live. I recommend the specific one in Tarzana, Woodland Hills area where I live. It was great. So yeah, other than that, I think that is it for this video. Next time I come at you guys, I think I will be telling you about my first colonic. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever moves you, but definitely subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you guys later when I upload next. Bye.